Welcome to Let's Read Joe Dever's Lone Wolf HD Remastered. I did a video of this already before, but since the audio for some reason decided to be very quiet, and there's no real good way for me to fix that with my current programs, I just decided to re-record these and make it a bit louder. Now, this particular Let's Read adventure is going to feature, well, a lot of text in this case. That's what this particular game is all about. I will show one combat, which is what this game has for actiony gameplay, so to speak. And then I will cut all combats out that aren't essential, because there are quite a few of them. Let's see. What else is there? The other thing would be to show that this is the man himself, Joe Dever. I pronounce it Joe Dever. Been busy for quite a while. And now he makes games, and he's famous for his original Lone Wolf adventure game books, which is what this game is based on, a sort of one-man tabletop adventure. Here's the recording of the previous video. I'll just start a new game. There's no real point for me to constantly having to just trying to increase the volume, so I'm just gonna have to read it all again. But that's fine. That's fine. Now I have a better understanding how everything's going to go. We're going to play a agility-based character. That character is going to wield an axe. The mace is the one that I beat the game with, and I beat the game with an intelligent character. Kai disciplines we pick as healing, because healing is very useful. We'll pick Mind Blast, because that's the one I didn't pick the first time I played through this game. We will pick Weapon Skill for the same reason, because it isn't past the game. Sixth Sense will allow you to solve a puzzle later on in the game, where basically Sixth Sense gives you the solution, so you can just solve it like that. So you can just basically, it gives you the solution, so you can replicate that solution and make complete the puzzle. But I'll pick this one because I didn't use it in the previous game. Summerland and the Kai. Okay, so what follows now is a cutscene that just can't be reduced. The volume can't be reduced, so I'm going to have to reduce this in post. It will be a little bit louder than the rest. If I should forget to make it quieter in post, I apologize. You're just going to have to, well, endure the very loud volume, which I don't know why the cutscene is so loud, but here goes.
For many centuries, the Kai Lords defended their kingdom of Sommerland from the Dark Lords of Helgedad. Many battles were fought and won by the Kai, but finally came their demise. 3 years ago, the monastery of your warrior order was attacked by the armies of the Dark Lords. The Kai were destroyed. You were the only one who survived the final battle. All seemed lost, but you retrieved the Sommersword, the one weapon that can slay a Dark Lord of Helgedad. You slew Zagana, the Dark Lord leader, and saved your kingdom from destruction. Now, the lesser Dark Lords hunger to take their revenge. It falls to you, the last Kai Lord of Sommerland, to crush their evil schemes once more.
And there's your backstory. Blood on the Snow. You are Lone Wolf, the last of the Kai Lords and sole survivor of a massacre that destroyed your elite warrior order. You would prefer not to be where you find yourself now, in a narrow mountain pass blanketed with crisp snow, flanked by shadowy timberlands where icy winds whistle through the branches and chill you to the bone. You would prefer not to be here, but duty has called you to this remote part of your domain. You are the Freyal of this territory, and you are responsible for the safety and security of the hardy summer-landing folk who live and prosper in this harsh, mountainous borderland. You have received a disturbing report of enemy activity around the mining village of Rockstarn, and all communication with the village has ceased. Fearful that the settlement may have been attacked by Giaks and other Darklands raiders, you have come here to assess for yourself the true situation. After a seemingly endless trek through snow and ice, you have almost reached your destination. Your horse becomes increasingly nervous as you approach the outskirts of the mounting settlement. Here's a little picture to break up the text. The smell of wood smoke is being carried along the chill air, and its acrid aroma unsettles you both. This is not the reassuring smell of smoke that arises from hearth or furnace in the depths of winter. This is the smell of wanton destruction. Your heart sinks. You have journeyed here as quickly as the harsh weather would permit, but despite your valiant effort, you may have arrived too late. You have the choice of 3 options. This allows you to go carefully. This allows you to be a bit more brash. As a spoiler warning, neither of these will allow you to arrive any faster. So I'm just going to pick this one, because this one at the end will allow me to have a little bit more intelligence later, which gives me more Kai power. The forest clings to the steep mountainside on both sides of the trail. The ground here is very difficult to traverse on foot and impossible on horseback, and compromises jagged rocks and loose shale interspersed with treacherously deep and narrow fissures, and they are all covered by a blanket of ice and snow. It will be a very difficult route to take, but if you were to always keep the trail in sight, it would be a sure way to reach Rockstarn. You dismount and pat your horse's head reassuringly. Then you retrieve your equipment and personal items from the saddlebag. The horse senses that you must leave him now and go ahead alone. He neighs, softly yet sadly. Fear not, dear friend. You have fulfilled your duty with courage. Now you must return home to the monastery, where you will be safe. Go fast as you are able. We shall be reunited there before too long. Your horse lowers his head and affectionately nuzzles your shoulder. His unquestioning love and loyalty warms your heart. With a last pat on his forehead, you send him on his way, back along the track and the mountain road that leads to the Kai Monastery. You watch him go until he is lost among the trees, then you steel your nerves and resolve to reach Rockstarn as quickly as you can on foot. You tackle the difficult ascent with dexterity until you find that the way ahead is blocked by a vast wall of snow. This obstruction is the result of an avalanche that swept down the mountainside a few days earlier, carrying with it heavy trees and loose boulders. The village of Rockstarn lies beyond this great wall of snow and shattered timber. The choice here would be to either climb over the avalanche, or there must be a way to clear the snow itself from the path. Well, you are dexterous, so we will pick this one. We can't pick this one since we don't have that Kai discipline. Now we have to do a quick time event, which is almost like basically just like what you would normally do on a mobile game. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually a game you can get on a mobile phone. I didn't look it up again. Turning back now is not an option, so you really have no choice but to attempt to climb over this great mass of snow and debris. Without climbing equipment, this proves to be a difficult and exhausting task. Yet your natural agility and dexterity prove more than adequate to put you to the test. At length you reach the summit of the avalanche and stop to catch your breath. From the elevated position, you catch your first glimpse of Rockstarn. The roofs of its buildings are wreathed in smoke. The village is less than a mile from the base of the avalanche, and the remainder of the mountain trail ahead is open and clear of obstructions. Encouraged by this, you make your way easily down the far side. When you reach the trail, you start to run. You have lost too much time already. You follow the road as it snakes gently through the high timberland, and it is not long before you see the path straighten as it approaches the entrance to Rockstarn. A whirling grey spire of smoke is rising into the cloudy sky above this ravaged settlement. It is being carried along by the icy breeze that whips and howls through the main street. A rustling sound makes you freeze in mid-step. Slowly you turn to face the sound, and you see a pair of hooded amber eyes staring at you from the cover of the snowy foliage. They are the eyes of a wolf, an old male, with a distinctive patch of white fur in the middle and the center of its forehead. You sense that the rest of the pack is close by. The wolf leader nuzzles his way through the foliage and approaches you. His thick gray body is highlighted with gold-colored hairs that ripple and gleam as he draws closer. He is a powerful hunter, yet you have no need to be afraid of him. With the narrowing of his wise eyes, he warns you that great danger lies ahead. Yes, my friend, you murmur quietly. Yet face this danger I must. Here are my people. They are my pack. I am their leader, and I must protect them. This is the world map. You click where you want to go. And if we weren't at the beginning and here's our stats, by the way. Yes, thank you. The game does a good job in detailing what you have to and detailing all the intricacies of the game. Here are our stats. Sadly, our Kai is the lowest. If we weren't at the beginning, we'd have the option to meditate and heal all of our health right here, but you have to click once and then click again to proceed. Later on in the game, you can actually be caught in battles on the way, but we're at the very beginning, so that won't happen. The village of Rockstar was once a thriving and vibrant mining community, nestling among the slopes on the surrounding mountains. Life here on the border with the Darklands is harsh, yet the villagers of Rockstar are a hardy and industrious community. They are fiercely loyal to you, their liege lord, and to King Ulnar on Summerland. Now Rockstar lights lie silent and smoldering. The noise of its steam engines and its armory no longer echoes through the high peaks. Cautiously approach the entrance to the village. It is eerily quiet. The smell of wood smoke that you detected from a distance is now heavy with the cloying stench of death. You stare unblinkingly at the horrifying scene that greets you. The blood-soaked and lifeless bodies of villagers lie strewn about the streets. Many were cut down as they fled, while others died fighting desperately to protect their loved ones in their homes. Recent snowfall has covered the slain with a thin white shroud, sparing you the unsettling sight of their gaping frozen wounds. All around, several shops and dwellings have been badly burned or completely destroyed by fire. There are too many victims hereabouts for you to gather their bodies and give them a decent burial, as is the customary practice in Summerland. The terrible price that has been paid by the villagers of Rockstar, partly as a consequence of your late arrival, weighs heavily on your heart. Now this part I never understood. Didn't it say that we arrived here as fast as possible, as soon as we received the message? What? This is the thing that the game will chastise your main character for arriving too late. Yeah, well, there's nothing else we could have done, we didn't know. You close your eyes, raise your face to the cloudy sky and make a silent plea to Goddess Ishir to gather and protect the souls of the slain. You open your eyes and advance along the main street, your nerves as taut as wound steel wires. Then you hear something. It is the sound of bare feet on fresh snow. It is followed by the rattle of loose armor and a gurgling growl that sets your pulse racing. It is a Giak. Ok-ek okak tak jutnek, it drools through its sharp, uneven teeth. You recognize the foul Giak language and know enough of it to translate the creature's chilling utterance. I bring you a slow death. Your fears are confirmed by the presence of this hateful Giak. Rockstar has been attacked by a Giak raiding party. The creature stalking towards you is only one of many now occupying the village. The Giak closes in and defiantly you stand your ground. You can expect to receive no mercy from this creature, and you will give none in return. This will be the only comment I leave in, apart from from important boss battles, or when a different creature is introduced. So basically, here's what you have to do. In combat, you can click on your summer sword, you can click on your weapon, you can click on your leg, Or you can click on the Kai powers, then a wheel will appear. In normal mode and easy mode, time will freeze, and then you can pick your ability. This is the melee techniques. This is your easy attack. This is your, well, we will go through them once we go through it. You have time to attack and use your abilities as long as this bar is filled. Once it's empty, the enemy, you will have to wait until it's filled again to be able to do your actions. This is Quick Strike. This is a heavy attack. It's easier to parry, but does more damage. And this is the ultimate attack, basically. Inflicts high damage, but it'll cost a lot of endurance. These are always the same, no matter what melee weapon you have. This one will bleed your enemy, this one will stun your enemy, and this one will protect you. This one's a good idea to use when this bar is almost empty, so that this allows you to basically block all attacks. Or dodge them, really. You don't really block them, you dodge them. So that's strange. The Summer Sword is more for use if you have a lot of Kai, basically. This will consume almost all of our Kai. It's pretty useful to use, it's really powerful, and just to show it off right now, I'll use it. You have to do these quick time events. In this case, you're going to have to mash the left mouse button, and boom, instant kill. However, it's not the only Kiag, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Your Kai will replenish when you kill enemies. 1, 2, and 3. Boop. Now that consumes some of our endurance. We have bled the Kiak because of our axe. Now we can throw some knives at it, for example. Yeah. You have to click on them as they close, and there you go. You received some Kai from that. And that's all. Comments later on, when the bar is empty, you want to use that blocking ability, and you also have your Kai abilities, which have various effects. But this particular playthrough, because I am more dexterity focused, I will not be using those anyway that much. And there you go, that's basically combat, but that's not what we're here for. You derive no pleasure from killing, but if there is only one survivor still alive in the village, you vow to do everything you can to find them and keep them safe. You turn away from the Giak's corpses and scour the surrounding buildings for signs of life, but this part of Rockstown and its inhabitants were hit especially hard. It looks as if the Giaks wanted to make doubly sure that nobody could escape and raise the alarm. The houses and stores are badly damaged, their once fine facades blackened and charred by fire. The closest building is near to collapse. Much of the roof has fallen and its walls are cracked and holed. Above the smoldering door you can still see a sign and make out the inscription, Ankar Store. The store is in such a dangerous condition that you feel it is unsafe to enter it. However, it has an attached warehouse that has survived virtually intact. You try to enter, but the door has been barred from the inside. And just like the previous video, I will stop it here, and hope that the audio this time is not as quiet as the other one. And I will record another video, as I also said in that one, and upload that as well. I hope you enjoy it. If you wish to see more, please let me know by whatever means necessary. If you wish to like or comment, that's fine. And, well, I'll see you in the next video then.